Yeah. Alright. So I think it sounds like 500. How much is a full stack of high potions? 14,000. We're a little bit off. I mean, we could buy it, but like, I don't know if we're there yet. Let's see. What do you sell? Like, armor wise, yeah, mithril. Mithril shield's an upgrade. They can get bucklers, mithril helm, mithril gloves. Okay. Can't grow all their money, but still. Let's sell some of this stuff. Some of this stuff's just never going to be useful to us. I'm not. All right. Okay. And eventually we'll have level 6 magic here. What can the red mage learn? None, but the red wizard can learn exit to get us out of dungeons. Protect all, basically. And yeah, protect and invis are super good defensive spells. Gotta get up to red wizard to learn them though. These are okay. Okay, so come over here, we can meet the prophet Lucan, who has the prophecy about how we're gonna save the world. And more importantly, get a canoe. You gotta talk to these guys to get the canoe. They tell you all about how you're gonna, you know, use the crystals and stuff, and about how the fiends are rotting the land, and when they showed up and stuff. Lore dump. Do I have to do it a certain way or something? Just do it like counterclockwise. I don't remember how this works. Will he not give us the canoe until we've done the first crystal? Is that what it is? Maybe you can't get the canoe until you have the earth crystal. If that's the case, then we need to go do the earth crystal. At least we'll have upgraded armor for it. And get another mithril sword. The mithril axe is better than the mithril sword, but it only has 10 accuracy, whereas the mithril sword has 15. And it's for only 2 more attack. Like, not really worth it. So we've got gear upgraded from the next town over instead of the one that we were actually at, which will help us out, but it looks like we cannot get the canoe before we do the earth crystal. We gotta go do the earth crystal, then we'll come back here and get the canoe, which is when you normally get the canoe, But then instead of going to the fire crystal, I think we can skip straight ahead to the airship, I think. But we do need the canoe to get it, so I don't think they're going to give us the canoe until we have one of the crystals. And the only crystal you can get without any other transportation other than the ship is the earth crystal. Let's go do that. Yeah, as for the monsters that Wizards of the Coast has copyrighted and regularly defends their copyright on, I know they do it for Mind Flayers. I don't know how Demon Souls got away with it. Maybe they didn't think that was Mind Flayer enough for them to worry about. I don't know. But they do it for Mind Flayers. They do it for Beholders, Displacer Beasts, Carrion Crawlers. There's a handful of like common D&D monsters that are like sort of unique to D&D. But yeah, they literally own the rights to those monsters. Alright. Go ahead and stay at the inn. Get our MP back at the very least. And we can stock back up on potions, maybe grab a bunch of high potions while we're at it too. Didn't actually go to the item store to... I'm probably high enough level to get my 4th level. Do they not have an item store here? That guy's useful later. Oh, they don't have an item store? Oh, whatever. Let's just go. We've got 100 potions. We'll be alright. That's the Star Ruby, right? Once we beat, like, so this dungeon, you have to actually go in this dungeon twice. The first time you go in the dungeon, you fight your way halfway down it and you fight the vampire, and that gets you the Star Ruby. Then you can use the Star Ruby to get through this other cave over here to go talk to a guy that gives you the item that you need to open the trapdoor behind the vampire to head down the rest of the way to get to the Lich. So we have to kind of do the first half of this dungeon twice. Let's check his weapon. See if we can take the nunchucks off yet. It says more attack, but I'm not sure about that anymore. All right, let's do this. Let's fight with them on again. I want to see how much damage he's doing. I think you might get more hits without them on. So therefore, it's actually more better to not use them, even though it says it's more attack. But these guys are only 177, 156, 70. Like literally like half as much than everyone else right now. I know they just got big weapon upgrades and he didn't, right? But if we remove the nunchucks, let's get one more fight outside before we go in. Same group, even better. That's perfect. Alright, so against the same enemies, yeah, 136. He does more damage without the weapon now. So, no more weapon or armor for our man, the monk, anymore. Okay. Alright, so to head down, we'll head this way. There's actually a hallway in this dungeon where you can... It's got encounter tiles on every single tile of the hallway, so you'll literally have a fight every step. And poor Desshire went down that hallway not knowing about it when she did her playthrough. She was like, it was every step, and I'm like, yeah, you're in this dungeon, right? Earth Elemental. Maybe I should have gotten more antidotes. I didn't remember there being poisonous snakes in here, but I guess there are. We'll be okay. I don't remember what's in all these chests, so I'm just checking them out. I don't always come in here and open all of them. Always great when they attack the fighter. You always want to see them attack the fighter because the fighter is your tank. You don't take damage. Not like everybody else does, at least. You'd be excited to see, like, as we go through these, to like really dive into some of the games and like try and like that's like part of the reason that I want to do like these community goals to like possibly like play them more than once, like so we can try and play them with different strategies and stuff and see how all the different mechanics have evolved over time. Like Final Fantasy 1 doesn't have the deepest mechanics, but it's a good starting point, honestly. Like some other RPGs back then, like, I mean, they were all so heavily inspired by D&D, but like some of them didn't even go this deep, you know? You have to wonder what RPGs would have been like if we didn't have Dungeons and Dragons. Because people talk about how like modern RPGs or RPGs in the 90s or whatever, RPGs in the 2000s were so heavily inspired by things like Final Fantasy that came before them. And Final Fantasy was heavily inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. You have to wonder what RPGs would look like if we didn't have Dungeons and Dragons. Like, what would they have been inspired by? Monk does so much damage, I love it. You've unleashed the monk, guys. Oh, my neck really just popped there. Did you hear that? Once we get our class upgrades, we'll have more casters in the party too. I mean, there'll be weak casters, but at least we'll have the knight with a little bit of white magic and the ninja with a little bit of black. It'll help pick up the slack with the buffing once we start having to do buffing. Speaking of, we probably don't need to worry about it too much because of the party that we have, but like typically for the fiends, I like to get some like temper and stuff going on and haste, but we don't have haste yet because we couldn't learn it yet. We could go out and try and learn haste again after we kill the vampire, maybe. Ooh, the coral sword. Yeah, it's up there for him. The coral sword does like lightning damage, right? Wouldn't normally have two mithril swords at this point in the game. We went out of our way to buy an extra one, so it's actually going to help us out. I believe this is the floor with the vampire on it. Pretty sure. It's like all the way around and then up from the bottom. Alright, let's put some of these guys to sleep. Nice. Yeah, we're doing so much damage. I love it. This party can do so much damage, like with no MP at all, which is gonna be great for our longevity. For like long dungeons. Which the bonus dungeons can get quite long. And I can get lost in them too. That's an encounter tile, and I walked off it without opening the dang chest. You can farm earth elementals and stuff here. Like, some of the encounter tiles are actually really good for leveling. Like, the one in the ice cavern is versus the big eye dude. And he's actually really easy to kill and is worth a good chunk of XP. And you can just step off, step on over and over again to fight him if you want to grind on him. Although I typically don't recommend grinding more than you need to before you get the class upgrade. You'll be stronger in the long run if you level up more after the class upgrade than before it. I didn't get any extra golden needles. There are some cockatrices on this floor, I believe. Thankfully they dropped golden needles, and I believe we have one or two that we've picked up along the way. We should be fine. But it wouldn't have been a bad idea to pick up some extras. Just getting these guys as a regular fight now. Bum 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 bum. Money, money, money. And this is the room of the vampire. Sweet. Go ahead and save. He shouldn't be any trouble, but you know, better safe than sorry. One benefit of the PSP version is we can save anywhere because it was made for a handheld. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. I mean, we'll see. Temper. Oh, they paralyzed my buffer. We'll be fine, but that's annoying. And he's done. Don't need buffs when you got this party, I guess. Alright. So that gets us the Star Ruby. And if we were to continue down the path there, it would lead to a trapdoor we can't open yet. And we gotta use the Star Ruby to get to where we can open it. So let's do that. We gotta head back out of here. We don't have teleport or exit or anything yet, so we're gonna have to actually walk our butts out of here. Now, after you beat the bosses at the end, like the Lich, there is a teleporter behind the crystal to teleport you out. Desiree didn't know that, so when she activated the Earth Crystal, she walked all the way back out from like, I think it's like 6 floors down. But I mean, it's extra XP, I guess, right? Once we complete the Earth Crystal, we'll open up the Earth Gift Shrine too, and hopefully we can do the Earth Crystal and the Earth Gift Shrine tonight, I guess. Although, actually, I wouldn't want to do the Earth Gift Shrine before we got the class upgrade if we can avoid it. So actually, as much as I'm saying do the bonus dungeons right after we complete the Fiends, I think we should put an addendum on that. That is, once we have our class upgrade. Because that's just going to be a bunch of extra XP that we don't need to be putting on these starter jobs. You don't reset to level 1 when you get the class upgrade, you just, from here on out, get better stat bumps. So, yeah. So I think we'll do the Lich, go do the Ice Cavern, work on getting the airship, and then once we have the airship, before we do the Fire Crystal, go and do the Earth Gift Shrine, I guess. And then after we do the Fire Crystal, we'll go do the Fire bonus dungeon, and then we do the Water Crystal, do the Water bonus dungeon, Air Crystal, Air bonus dungeon, and then the final dungeon. We'll probably beat the final dungeon once first, and then do the final bonus dungeon, because the final bonus dungeon is like the hardest thing that's going to be in the game. So, and it gives you items that are just like ridiculous, like the ability to cast Holy and Flare at will and all this other stuff is like, we should beat the game without those first, right? Like, we're already going to be getting things from these bonus dungeons like a staff or a hat or something that lets you cast heal or heal aura, like on command, like a spell that only white mages are supposed to be able to get. We'll be able to cast it. Anybody in the party will be able to cast it just by using that item. So once we start getting items like that, we will be feeling the loss of the white mage and black mage a lot less. Because at that point it'll be like, what do we need those guys for? Although we don't have really the intelligence and stuff to back up those items, I guess. Still. Hey Echo, you've seen me play this game at least 10 times. I have played this game a lot. But if you might have noticed by looking below the stream, we are gonna be doing a full Final Fantasy franchise playthrough, and of course we have to start with number 1. And if the first community goal goes through, which it's already at 16%, then I'm gonna play it twice. We'll see. But, you know, welcome back to the stream, Echo. How you doing, man? This is practically a Final Fantasy stream at this point. 4 days a week, Final Fantasy is the plan right now. 2 days a week, we're still doing Xenoblade Chronicles X until we can 100% it, which is gonna take a long, long time. And Sundays is still Better Half Blind with Desshire, where we're going to be playing Silent Hill 2 this month for October. Where am I? I got turned around. I'm turned around. Lurking, that's cool. Lurk away, man. I like the lurkers. Especially the ones that come by so much that they've seen me play Final Fantasy 10 times. I've definitely played it that many times on the stream, although that's over the course of like a long time. A lot of my old viewers, like people that been around from like 8 years ago or 10 years ago, came in when I was doing the original Final Fantasy franchise playthrough, which we never completed. We are completing it this time. Not only are we completing it, I'm getting it like stored up on YouTube for all eternity, right? So they'd be like, Final Fantasy, check. You know, like all the games, they're on YouTube. Go check them out, you know? Where even am I? I came from there, and then trying to picture the maps in my head. The first one you go down to there, and then you go up to the top. I should be going down, right? I think I'm going down. Got turned around. Used to Final Fantasy marathons and Zelda marathons? Yeah, see, I used to do Final Fantasy and Zelda marathons. That was like my big thing. We're getting back that way, man. Getting back that way. Oh my god, I just went... I know... Okay, I went backwards. I need to go to the top left, right? Go this way. I haven't done a Zelda marathon in a long, long time. I'll probably do one at some point. I used to do a Zelda marathon once a year, you know, just like block out like a month and do all the Zelda games. All the Zelda games is a bigger undertaking than it used to be, though. Like Breath of the Wild alone could take me a very, very long time. Whereas before it was like, okay, we do like Zelda in like an hour, and then Zelda 2 in like a day, and then Zelda Link to the Past would be like one stream, and then I am excited for Final Fantasy 16. I didn't actually pick this myself though. I mean, like we did a poll for like what franchise I should play after we finish Xenogears, Xenoblade, all that. Because we've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, The Golden Country, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenogears, Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3, etc. in this stream since June. Like we did like the full Xeno franchise playthrough, right? We still have X to finish up, and we're going to be doing that on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but that's the last game in the series. Yeah, you voted for Tales of. Sadly, Tales of did make it to the end, but it just got like almost no votes at the end. I'm sure it'll come there. It'll get there one day. Like, once I get a series up on YouTube, I'm not going to put it on the poll again, or at least not for a long time. So once we're done with Final Fantasy, the next franchise poll, like next year, it's going to take forever, right? But the next franchise poll isn't going to have Final Fantasy as an option anymore. So, I mean, Tales, Breath of Fire, which Breath of Fire was kind of a surprise. I kind of expected like Fire Emblem or something, but Tales and Lunar made it to the finalists this time. They stand a good chance next time too. We'll see.